Hello and welcome to Golf Now Coach. My name is Martin McTiernan and today I'm going to help you cure your shanks. A shank is a shot that is struck out of the heel or the hosel, this area here, of the golf club that normally goes straight right, often into serious trouble. It's a very destructive shot and one that plagues a lot of golfers. The reason the golfer catches the ball out of the hosel is because during the swing, the heel moves closer to the golf ball. The center, the sweet spot, moves further away from the golf ball. Therefore, the heel moves closer, oftentimes ending up striking the golf ball out of the heel and having a shank. There's a couple of patterns that I notice in the swing that normally causes this shot, but there's a few things that's set up that I'd like to check first. The first is the distance the golfer stands from the golf ball. If the golfer is standing too close to the golf ball, their body will get in the way of where their arms should be. That will force the golfer to have to throw the club head out, moving the heel closer to the golf ball and causing the golfer to shank. The best way to check your distance from the golf ball is to take your setup in your normal posture, let the butt end of the club rest on your left thigh. The club should sit a couple of inches above your knee and just below or the bottom of your pocket. If the club is resting in the middle of your pocket or even higher, you're too close to the golf ball and you're going to have to throw your arms out to be able to hit the golf ball, oftentimes ending in a shank. The second thing it's set up I want to check is the golfer's weight distribution. If the golfer has their weight too much on their toes, during the swing, the golfer could lose balance towards the golf ball, again causing the heel to move closer to the golf ball, resulting in a shank. So the two swing patterns I see, the first one is where the golfer moves their hips closer to the golf ball in the downswing. They'll get these hips and they'll move them towards the ball instead of staying back and rotating through the shot. Very similar to when the golfer stands too close to the golf ball. With the golfer moves their hips close to the golf ball, their arms have now nowhere to go. Their hips have occupied the space where the arms should be travelling down in, so the arms will have to be thrown out. A drill I like to give this golfer is to get them to set up and stand about 2 to 3 inches closer to the golf ball. The idea then is that the golfer will keep their hips back and rotated. It'll really emphasize the feeling that they're looking for. If the golfer was to do this and move their hips forward, they would shank it or they might even miss it. So it really gets the golfer uncomfortable and exaggerates the feeling that they're looking for. Allow me to demonstrate. So the only way I can strike that ball crisply is by keep my hips turning through the shot and keep them back as well. The second pattern I see is the golfer that throws the club at the golf ball. This is very common with new golfers who have no appreciation for where the middle of the club face actually is, or the sweet spot. They just end up getting to the top of their swing and just throwing the club. So a drill I like to give this golfer is a drill to eliminate the heel side of the golf club. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a bucket. You can use a bucket or a bottle, something where the impact won't hurt at all. You're going to place the basket just slightly back, about 2 to 3 inches back from the ball, just so there's enough room for the toe to pass the bucket. If this golfer was to throw the hosel out, they would contact the bucket first, and therefore giving them valuable feedback for what they're actually doing. Over time, the golfer will figure out how to move the hands more in and how to hit it more off the middle of the club face. You want to make sure that there's very little gap between the toe of the club and the bucket. This way the golfer will eliminate the heel of the club, the heel side hit and allow them to really get a feeling for where the sweet spot of the club is. I hope this video helps with some of the problems you've been having with maybe shanking the golf ball, and hopefully you can go out and try some. If you have any questions, comments or feedback, please feel free to leave them in a comment section below. Thanks very much.